2026 Coaster Camp Tour, visiting 4 parks. For my final park of the coaster trip of this year, I'll be going to Kennywood. And so, in anticipation, this is video 4 on my coaster camp ride ranking prediction list. Starting off at the number 8 spot, I have Little Phantom. Little Phantom is nothing more than a run-of-the-mill kids coaster, and I don't think I really need to say more than that. It's just a basic kiddie ride. It's not even special whatsoever. It's just existing at the park. Easily, it's going to be the worst of the coasters if I can even get on it. And if I can't get on it, well, okay, I'm not going to be too bummed out, honestly. Next up, at the number 7 spot, I have Jackrabbit. By all means, Jackrabbit doesn't look boring. It just doesn't look like it's going to hold to the same standards as the other coasters at Kennywood. There may be 1 or maybe 2 good airtime moments on it, but it still looks pretty tame aside from that. The double down does look good, but like I said, aside from that, it just seems pretty repetitive. Just a drop, maybe a small hill, a turnaround, and then just the same thing repeated again, which honestly makes it my lowest ranked Woody at Kennywood for my prediction list. Next up, at the number 6 spot, I have Phantom's Revenge. I know for most people this is their number 1 coaster at Kennywood, but I personally just don't see it like that. The ending does look pretty decent with the airtime hills, but the rest of it, primarily the first half, just doesn't look terribly exciting. Yeah, it might have some good, decent elements, primarily the first and second drop, but it seems to focus a lot on drawn-out elements and maybe some laterals in the first half, which does knock it down by quite a bit. I know it's a conversion from an old looping coaster, but I just wish that the first half was maybe a bit more tight-knit with some other elements to it. And I know my opinion on this will most certainly change when I actually get to Kennywood and ride this, and I'm hoping it'll rank higher on my list when I do ride it, but for now, it is what it is. At the number 5 spot, I have Exterminator. While Exterminator's layout isn't the strongest at Kennywood, I think it'll just be a pure fun ride, and it'll also be one of my first ever spinning coasters. What puts it above Phantom's Revenge for me personally is the fact that it's in the dark, and I'm more unfamiliar with its layout compared to Phantom's Revenge, so it'll just be more fun spinning in the dark, not knowing what elements comes next. This was definitely a toss-up between Phantom's Revenge, but I just think that the darkness factor will make this more fun, in my opinion, not knowing what's going to come next, even though the elements themselves are probably going to be quite mild. At the number 4 spot, I have Racer. Unless Gemini isn't down, then this will be my first ever dueling coaster, and my first ever dueling wooden coaster. It has a pretty nice layout for the most part, mixing some airtime and mostly laterals, and the racing factor will certainly add on to it. Like I said, it seems to have a Twister-esque layout element to it, and apparently there's a great airtime moment near its finale, but although it does have some standout elements to it, there is a wooden coaster above it, which I think will rank above it by a mile. Next up, at the number 3 spot, and our last wooden coaster on this list, we have Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt easily looks to be the best wooden coaster at Kennywood, with it being a mix of a twister layout with the best parts of Jackrabbit incorporated into it. Both the laterals and the airtime look pretty even for the most part, so it's definitely going to be a good coaster in both the front and back row most likely. It looks steep, it looks fast, and most importantly, it looks like a lot of fun throughout, and it's definitely a coaster I'll want to re-ride more than twice. I've heard great reviews about this ride, but looking from POVs and from reviews, I definitely think it's going to live up to the hype. Next up, at the number 2 spot, we have Skyrocket. This looks phenomenal overall, from the rolling launch to the inversions and everything in between. The first half will certainly be the best, with the top hat, 0G stall, cutback, and even the second half looks pretty decent even though it might meander around, starting with the S-bends. And lastly, at the number 1 spot, the best of the bunch, we have Steel Curtain. This is number 1 for me for a lot of reasons, starting with its inversion count. It has the most inversions in America at 9 unique inversions. It's also a hyper, with the second tallest inversion in the world, second only to Spitfire. Its theme is definitely unique compared to most coasters being themed to a football team, but the color design on the trains and track definitely work. Additionally, it only has a lap bar, so we'll definitely be getting some good laterals and hopefully some airtime on the elements, especially on the first drop. I do think it would be nice if there were a few more elements towards the end added, such as maybe some airtime hills for the finale, but other than that, it still looks amazing. I'm an absolute sucker for coasters with good inversions, so I really doubt this coaster is going to disappoint me, even though a lot of people keep saying it's forceless. So I think I'll probably be disagreeing with a lot of people's opinions on that. I know a lot of people have Phantom's Revenge at the number 1, but a lot of those people also say that the DC Rivals Helix is slow and forceless, and I very much so disagree with that, so who knows. And just like that, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Leave me some feedback in the comments below, because I'm still trying to work on improving video qualities and audio quality and stuff a lot. So, along the trip, I will also be making daily shorts based on it, kind of in like a Park Pros style. So I'll be making a couple of those, definitely for the rides, almost mini vlogs. And then once I get back from the trip, there's a whole slew of content coming out after that, which will focus a lot on the trip, as well as some upcoming stuff and some other ideas that I've had in mind. I will only be putting the shorts out when I'm on the trip, so it will be about 3 weeks before the new content starts to come out. So yeah, I'll see you guys in 3 weeks, and hope you guys will like the shorts soon.